Alright YouTube, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what we got here. I've done hobby tanks for a long time. I've always had several tanks. I've had several big tanks. Recently moved, got a different house, had a kid. Typical life story. Long story short, got down to no tanks. Just picked this one up off Craigslist, $100. And it is a real gem. It is a 20-year-old Oceanic. Somewhere between 15 and 20 years, not real sure. 150 gallon, 140 gallon. 72 by 18 by 24. When I got it, it looked a lot worse than what it does right now. And when I got it, the guy freaked out in the middle of the night because he heard the standard pop, which we all know what that was. The center brace here came off, the silicone just popped. He freaked out because it started bowing a little bit, and he was worried. Naturally, yeah, but I think he just reads too much online. Oceanics here, they have seriously overbuilt everything. I mean, look at the size of this pane. Can't recall what the width of it is at the moment. I think it's 5/8. But it is serious. Oceanic overbuilt everything. And if a tank is going to be worth putting time into and salvaging, right now I'm doing a max stress test, more or less. I bought it with no water in it, no nothing, so I didn't know. So she's got no center brace, totally full of water. You can see how unlevel it is. Sitting outside. Temperature today was 87, 88. Filled it up cold tap water yesterday, exactly 24 hours ago. Sat all night long, running with a pump in there. The algae on it was ridiculous. I dumped 2 cups of bleach in there and put a pump in there that was nasty as well. And just gonna let it run for 24 hours to inspect the seals and just stress it worse than it'll ever be stressed inside my house. Any tank that's going to be worth your time should at least be able to withstand this. You can tell she definitely bowed a little bit, but I can see where somebody that's not used to them is quite alarmed. But if you look at your seals, you can't necessarily see the back seal on this one. So let's come down here to this corner. This right here is what you want to look at. And these here, there's no air bubbles. There's nothing. That there's on the outside of the glass, little something. But in general, there's nothing. It looks great. You can see at some point she might have started to leak, and somebody put a little bit of silicone around it on the outside. Now if you want and it bothers you, you can take a razor blade and scrape that off, and it'll still be just fine as long as they sealed it just right. But that there looks like maybe the guy might have freaked out and was trying to help it. Who knows? I'm not telling you the right way to do things or the wrong way. I'm telling you how I do things and what works for me, and pass my knowledge along. This tank, brand new, fully set up the way I'm done with it, be close to $2,000 setup, and people will be, it's nice for what it is and how much money you'll have into it, but I won't have nowhere near that. I barter a lot. I wheel and deal. I fix everything myself. I just cleaned it really good. All I did, like I said, I let it sit. The water's pretty warm. Clean it with a general sponge with the bleach water. You can see all the algae floating around. I got another video I might post of when I first got it. You see a pile of it there. I mean, it was just ridiculously horrible. But I'll show you what it looks like after we get it all set up. They put the heads in backwards. And I know why. Because they save space off the back of the tank at some point. Or when they first built it. Whoever drilled it. Just little scratches here in the blue paint, but it's not going to affect me none. Haven't made up my mind if I'm going to scrape it off and paint it black. Well, I want the stand and everything else, but this here is going to go in my office. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So any tank that's worth your time will at least be able to do that without exploding. And I highly suggest you do this outside. Take a gallon milk jug and dump it on your floor in your kitchen. See the mess that makes, and times that by 140. You can see how quickly it could be a disaster. But like I said, any tank that's worth your time will be able to sit outside, and even if it leaks a little bit, on the edges, no big deal. Been doing a lot of restorating, so I apologize. The outside of my house probably looks like shit. I don't really care. I work 80 hours a week and still find time for stuff like this. But I'll certainly keep you posted. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free. Ask away. You can see this is 140 gallon no center brace. Sitting outside in the sun all day. The water's about 85 degrees. Gets down to 50 at night. I'm going to drain it out right now. She's proven to me that she's worthy. So, like I said, there it is. We'll get you back here in a little bit.